Let's find out what's going on the trading floor in Chicago. Let's go there right now and visit with Tim Evans. He is with Longleaf Trading, and he joins us right now. Tim, good to visit with you again. What's the mood on the trading floor there this morning? It seems like everybody has their selling hats on. Maybe Tim's having some audio problems there. Let's go ahead and take a look at our current futures trade, and we'll get things rectified with Tim's audio system there. Let's go ahead and take a look here at this corn market. Right now on the corn futures, we have September now down 3 1/4 cents. We talked about this our last half hour, how the corn has managed to put a fairly smart rebound in the market here since the open today. We are now at 376.5. We have December at 390. So that's only 2 ticks now from our high of the day. We're currently down 3 1/2 cents, so it's still lower, but definitely rebounding off its earlier lows. Very significant there. Analysts have been watching this. And by the way, the analysts are looking for the crop condition update later on today to maybe lose 1 or 2 percentage points when it comes out. Let's take a look at the soybean trade. And in the soybeans, we currently have the August down 13 1/2 at 995.5, but it's about a dime off its earlier low. November down 13 3/4 at 1008.5, and that's a dime off of its earlier low. Let's try again with Tim Evans there, Longleaf Trading in Chicago. And Tim, it seems like we're seeing a bit of a rebound here in the corn and soybean trade, at least.
Yeah, I mean, really as we kind of came into the weekend, most weather models were calling for rain. I think we got a little more than most people expected. So, I mean, obviously that added to some bearishness here as we kind of began the trading week this week. But, at the end of the day, the amount of rainfall that we've seen and are expected to see here over, depending on what model you're looking at, whether it be the 8 to 14 day or something shorter than that. But, I think we're going to ultimately need to see a lot more extended rainfall than, at least what current models are calling for. So, I think some of the downside has been lightened. Because I think generally, a lot of traders in the market are, not looking at the most recent rainfall, and what we're about to see is anything that's going to solve the issues that have been created with, the heat wave that we've had here over the last 3 weeks or so.
And the wheat trade has been under pressure today, led down by the Minneapolis market. Let's take a look here. In Chicago, wheat on September, we're down 11 yet at 488 1/4. Kansas City has also been under similar pressure. We have Kansas City September down 9 1/4 at 486 3/4. And in that Minneapolis spring wheat market we've been talking about, still down 26 1/4 cents on September at 739 1/2. We'll come back and talk more with Tim Evans of Longleaf Trading in Chicago when we return right after this.
Financial expert, I tell people, if you want to be successful with your credit, Credit Sesame is the best place to start. Hi, I'm Lynette Kalfani-Cox, the money coach. Maybe you want to buy a car, a home, or just remove some financial stress. Credit Sesame can help by providing you a free credit score. Then they'll show you what's impacting your score and suggest a strategy to better manage it. Credit Sesame even recommends lending options that can save you money. Best part? It's 100% free. Get started today at creditsesame.com.
RFDTV proudly presents Jeff and Larry's Backyard Barbecue, a night of stand-up comedy from Jeff Foxworthy.
You might be a redneck.
And Larry the Cable Guy. Plus Eddie Money, the Marshall Tucker Band, and Foghat. For all tour dates, tickets, and VIP information, go to jeffandlarrybbq.com.
This portion of the Market Day Report is brought to you by Agro-Liquid Fertilizer, committed to industry leadership and principles and practices of responsible nutrient management.
Wow, November canola down over $7 in Canadian money now in that November contract, and even the oats market feeling the heat today. It's down about 8 cents or so. We are talking with Tim Evans of Longleaf Trading. He is at the edge of the trading floor in Chicago. And Tim, if you'll bear with me just a second, I want to cover the cotton market too, and then you and I can talk about livestock here. On the cotton trade, it is noteworthy that we actually have been able to separate the cotton market away from the grain trade, and you have December new crop cotton futures at 68.58, and now that's up 16 points on the day. Interesting dichotomy in the markets there, where it is now about 70 points off of its earlier low. Just wanted to make sure I point that out. Let's talk with Tim here about this livestock trade. Let's focus first of all on our live cattle futures and the feeder cattle futures. It has been selling off hard all day. We went touched the limit down right after the open this morning, Tim, based on, I guess, weakness from the cattle on feed report Friday. And after it touched the limit down, it bounced off of it, and we traded for a better part of an hour. But October and December have been locked limit down now for probably at least an hour and a half or 2 hours. We have February trading, it's down 286. If you look at the feeder cattle side on the August contract on the feeders, we have been limit down for a good share of the morning, and now we have August, September, October, and November all limit down now, $4.50 lower. January only 2 ticks from it. So a lot of weakness in the cattle. What does that mean moving forward here, Tim?
Well, I mean, I really think I think this move that we're seeing is actually delayed. You know, I mean, the market, you know, there was a lot of talk about the, you know, the heavy placements and the, you know, large production, you know, of the cattle space here in the last, you know, especially the last couple of weeks. You know, the market had kind of found a range, and we, you know, we're trading pretty regularly in that range here over the last week. But, you know, the cattle on feed report obviously provided data to what a lot of traders were already concerned about, you know, and that is lower demand and higher supply, obviously a recipe for lower prices. So, you know, as we came in today, you know, I think the market is really kind of pricing in my view, what traders already knew. And there you have it. So, I mean, moving forward, I mean, I still expect the market to trade lower. I mean, I think in August, you know, we're looking at 110.5 to be next key support.
Yeah, the cattle on feed report, as you mentioned, it did show the on-feed number at 104% of a year ago. Placements 116%. So they're obviously anticipating a lot of calves coming into the feedlots. And in fact, the calf crop was up 3% from a year ago and up 6% from 2 years ago. So they know that the pipeline is full moving forward as we bring them into the feedlots down the road. Lean hog trade, though, today, the hog trade is weaker here, Tim. Do you think this is just a function of they're watching what's going on in the cattle and they're afraid to run it up on the hogs, or is it going down on its own merits here? October down $1 at 66.22 right now.
Well, I mean, you know, I mean, in terms of the cash trends themselves, you know, you can't argue against the strength that we're seeing. I mean, I think some of the weakness is exactly what you're saying there with respect to the spread trade off of the cattle complex, but. You know, the thing is, you know, even with this stiff discount, I mean, that, you know, that should be relatively supportive, and that's the futures to cash, and, you know, that's still in play here. We've had cutouts lower for 3 straight days. You know, a lot of traders down here at least think that may be an early trend that's developing that could allow us finally to see this seasonal top that a lot of traders have thought we'd be looking at for weeks. But until those cash prices move, I mean, I think it's very hard to argue with being an aggressive seller. All
right. Well, Tim, unfortunately, we'll have to leave it there. We're out of time for this segment, but good to visit with you. I appreciate it. Tim Evans is with Longleaf Trading, and he is based right there in Chicago.
All right. Thank you very much, Marlin.